Venerable 60 Minutes reporter Mike Wallace turned 83 years old on Wednesday. Hey, Mike. Tick, 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 tick. Let's see what's new in the world this week. On Saturday, President Bush gave the first ever presidential radio address in both English and Spanish. Reaction has been mixed, however, as people are still trying to figure out which one was which. And according to a recent study, Los Angeles leads the nation in rush hour snarls, with commuters wasting 56 hours a year in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Not me. I spend my downtime stuck in traffic using my bedazzler to transform all my prized denim goods into high-fashion keepsakes. And California grid operators cut power without warning to nearly 300,000 customers on Tuesday for about 2 hours. The good news is that for 2 hours in California, you couldn't get ripped off buying gas. Really, some of us... I choose to see the tank half full. And while New York City and California are urging conservation and threatening rolling blackouts, the state of Texas reported an actual power glut on Monday. Texas officials attribute their surplus to conservation efforts like switching over from the electric chair to lethal injections. And an anonymous donor recently pledged $100 million to Johns Hopkins University to develop a vaccine that stops malaria. Hey, since it's anonymous, anyone mind if I take the deduction? And a new poll of Chinese citizens says they blame America for the downed spy plane and would be outraged if their government returned it to the United States. Yeah, that's right, China. Hate us, because we're the ones making you work 16 hours a day for half a fucking ginger snap, okay? Yeah, blame me. That's me. And in his first major policy speech since taking power, Japan's new Prime Minister... Well, that's just a little too Japanese, isn't it? Their new Prime Minister, Junichiro... something with a K. He pledged to make deep structural reforms to boost his country's troubled economy. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's what he said. You see, I'm fluent in the dialect of southern Japan, and I believe he is coastal. Possibly mispronounced coastal. See, the Japanese gods would tell you it was karma. Aviation experts are warning that as summer approaches, even a small glitch in one airport will cause chaos in airline schedules all across the country. The experts went on to define a small glitch as any sequence of events in which anything happens anywhere at any time of the day or night. Clifford Hillgas, creator, Cliff Notes, dead, 83. And Missed. And a 3-day rock concert in Phoenix, Arizona featuring REO Speedwagon, Steppenwolf, and Kansas was canceled this week after fewer than 400 tickets were sold. Event planners blame insufficient advertising for the concert and hope to have better luck 25 years ago. Who the fuck's gonna go see something called REO Speedwagon now? Nerd home. I thought Dennis was cool. Let's write a new song. Dennis ain't cool. And the next Star Wars installment, Star Wars Episode 2, has finished its principal shooting. The film goes into post-production now and is expected to suck sometime this late summer. And earlier today, Timothy McVeigh's execution was moved back to June 11th. You know, I love a June execution. Hey, let's forget June. Let's put it in sweeps week, okay? Just imagine what an ad would go for. You think I'm kidding? Trust me, if General Motors thought it would move vehicles off its dealers' lots, they would sponsor a live TV broadcast of Tim McVeigh's execution, no doubt with some sort of tasteful product tie-in. Folks, if you thought that injection was lethal, check out the fuel injection in the all-new 300-horsepower Cadillac Escalade. Now, oh, no, Jim Edwards isn't going to be pissed at me now, is he? Now, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but what does it say about our culture when the most escapist form of entertainment is currently called reality television? In the past, most networks tended to dabble delicately in the arena of reality TV, but lately, they've been going for it like a hungry mutt on an ass-flavored milk bone. You know, one of, Sorry, I thought I blew a bogue out of my nose there. One of the longest-running reality shows is Cops, every episode of which poses the burning question, why is that morbidly obese man not wearing a shirt? I mean, come on, at least digitally scramble his man tits, okay? And, then there's the real world, based on the premise that living rent-free in a fabulous house on the beach with a bunch of attractive young people, all the while being videotaped by an ever-present camera crew, is in any way, shape, or form real. However, the real world does provide us with valuable insight that, like, when you buy, like, orange juice, you know, and somebody else, like, drinks it without, you know, like, asking, that's, like, a personal violation, you know? I knew I couldn't do that, Valley girl. That was as close as I could come to that. And I couldn't watch Temptation Island because, from what I could gather, it would have reminded me of one of my vacations when I was single. Remember when you planned to hit the island and fuck anything that moved, and nothing moved? Survivor is the gold standard of reality programming, and when this craze is over, appropriately enough, it will probably be the last one standing. I caught the season finale of Survivor, and watching this polymerized tribal ritual through the smoky tiki torch kerosene-scented haze, just one thought crossed my mind. How come that Keith guy is 40 but looks like he's 90? Now, I realize that if I were to be a contestant on Survivor, I would probably be one of the first to be voted off, if not for my tendency to openly hate other people, but then for the visual and emotional assault that is me in bicycle pants crying all the time. But my plan would be simple. As soon as the votes were tallied and Jeff Probst gave me the bad news saying the tribe has spoken, I'd say, oh yeah? Well, fuck the tribe, okay? I'm a survivor. And then I'd bolt into the jungle, only to emerge every night to pick the other contestants off one by one with poison darts. Yeah. Then I'd start in on the crew. The truth is that although people see reality shows as their doorway to instant television celebrity, it's probably much harder to beat out the 35,000 other applicants vying for a spot on Survivor than it was for me to beat out the one other applicant trying to be the host of Dennis Miller Live. Though, believe me, Lynn Redgrave did not go down without a fight. That is one scrappy lady. Now they've started double layering the reality shows. They've had everything from Dateline stories on Big Brother to the Survivor cast on Weakest Link. But you know something? I'm not sure they've taken it far enough. I wouldn't mind seeing that frigid dwarf chick from Weakest Link caught in nothing but her chainmail corset and size 2 jack boots, running down an alley from an immigration officer on a Fox special called When Untalented Foreigners Get Hired. Yours is the most boring trick. But while I've got my bones to pick with it, I do think reality television has a deserved place in the roster of our nightly entertainment. In fact, I myself have several ideas for new shows in the genre. The first is called You Gotta Be Shitting Me. And it involves mounting video cameras atop gasoline pumps at stations throughout Southern California. I'm also pitching an alternative to When Good Pets Go Bad. It's called Put the Goddamn Video Camera Down, Edna, and yank this mongoose off my nutsack. You know. To make a long story short, the key thing to remember about this evolutionary stage in the television medium is that TV tends to eat its own. And in a classic example of plagiaristic television logic, the geniuses at NBC noticed that every successful reality show sparked its own catchphrase, voted off the island. Is that your final answer? And so they decided that all they needed to make a hit out of The Weakest Link was to plaster the phrase, "You are the weakest link," over so many billboards and bus stops that it is now permanently burned into my brain, like that time I walked in on Star Jones at the Universal Amphitheater VIP bathroom. But you know what? You cannot build an entire show around a single, easily remembered catchphrase and assume that just because you repeat it week after week, people will ultimately attach some sort of profundity or wit to it and clap like trained seals whenever they hear it. People are not stupid. They're not going to fall for it, and it's simply not going to work. Of course, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Okay. I want to know what you think, America. Give me a call, 1-800-522-8673. My guest tonight won an Emmy for her role as Karen on Will and Grace, one of the hardest-hitting reality shows around, assuming her real life is being the zany assistant of an interior designer with a gay roommate. Is her name Mullally or Mullally? Please welcome Megan Mullally. Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
How are you? Rob, my friend Rob Lowe said to say hi to you.
Oh,
Do you
yeah?
know Rob? Did you work with
know
him on
Rob.
something ages ago or something?
Well, yeah. I kissed him in about last night. Okay.
And I also know you're Muchnick and Puchnick, the guys who created your show. They used to work on a failed what was it, syndicated show of mine years ago.
Yes, absolutely.
What are
although
their
they
names?
don't mention
David
that
and
as
Buzz?
often as
No, that's not a credit for them anymore.
David Cohen and Max Muchnick.
Max Muchnick.
Yeah.
All I remember is they were never there in the afternoon. They were always splitting, going out on sitcom auditions, and I guess it worked out.
Yeah. Paid off.
Now, are you a fan of the genre of?
I am a fan, you know, and it's kind of, it seems odd saying that because you watch with a fascination, but maybe a grim fascination, you know, a lot of the time. At the root of it, there's something that bothers me sometimes.
What's that?
I'm not sure. It might just be the idea of competition, which seems...
Competition's great. I love that show. I love watching the weak seeded out. You know, that's why I watch it every week. I didn't watch it the first year. I always made fun of Survivor.
Yeah.
And then I thought I should probably watch this just because I'm out of the cultural loop. I don't seem to know what's happening here. And I watched it all this year, and I find it fascinating. I think there's some assholes on that place that deserve to be voted off, and they got it. I love that.
It's beyond, yeah, it's beyond fascinating, I think. I mean, I've always loved anything that was documentary style, and so this kind of plays into that with that game element thrown in.
Did you watch The American Family, Lance Loud, ages ago on PBS?
That's the only one I think that I've ever missed. Yeah.
Do you guys remember that years ago? It was a PBS thing.
That was sort of the seminal thing.
A lot more serious. I believe a boy came out to his parents on there, and that was kind of riveting. But this one's kind of fun, goofy, riveting.
Well, it's more like a game show / documentary. But the thing that was unusual, I thought, about this go-around of Survivor was that there were, because that addresses that issue of competition, is that there were like at least four of the people who really conducted themselves in a very, you know, kind of moral way. I mean,
pretty
kind of unimpeachable.
Behavior.
Yeah, Roger. How could you possibly say anything bad about Roger?
Ask Entertainment Weekly, because I remember them tearing him a new asshole every week, and I thought, how do you get mad at this guy? He seemed like such a nice old man, wasn't it? And then I heard he's 53. I'm 47. I almost fell on my fucking seppuku sword. I said, wait a second, the old guy on Survivor is now my age almost? You know, it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, but I wonder how he ever got to, like, I can't imagine how he got to Survivor. He seems like he seems like the last person to say, you know what, I'm going to audition for Survivor.
Well, you know, it was good that he made it because he was such a nice guy. And I think you can see how they cast certain people you want to be sad when they get voted off. I felt badly for that woman who got whacked in the first week because she was almost a sacrificial lamb to me. Yeah. And then you see her on the rehash show and she's
crying.
Oh, that was brutal. They voted her off the rehash show.
Yeah.
I hate to see that.
It's bad. Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell just gave her a car, though. So.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she gave her some four-wheel drive kind of deal. So
that was nice of Rosie.
Made her feel better.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Now, reality's been, it's been around for so long, obviously. You know, when you think back on documentaries and stuff like that. But why is this form so popular now? You think we're just, oh, you can't think that. You're on a hit show. But why are we so fascinated with now? Is the sitcom, other than a few like yours, out of mode now?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just, maybe it's because there's sort of like, there's archetypes on all those shows. There's some archetypical character that everybody can identify with, and there's sort of like little morality plays, and you get to see like who conducts themselves well and who behaves badly, and you kind of like root for the people who are the good guys, hopefully. I don't think, you know, and yeah, it's very interesting. I think it goes pretty deep. I mean,
but nobody's really pissed at that Jerry woman. Isn't that the nice thing about it? Is you can boo and hiss and hate her like a pro wrestler.
Nobody really
At the end of the day, you don't know her. She might be nice.
And I'm sure she's very nice.
Yeah, there were times when I heard her say things, and I thought, she's smart when she acts like the bitch, because the bitch role is where she's going to make a lot of money, because the other things are covered.
And that was the character that she was playing, you know.
You're not going to beat that Elizabeth girl out for the Tinkerbell thing. I mean, she was just too nice. So Jerry had to go the bitch route. We've got a call for you. We've got Jerry from Los Angeles. No, we've got... we've got Melody from Lawton, Oklahoma.
I'm from Oklahoma City.
Oh. Hey, Dennis.
What's happening, babe?
Oh, baby, I got to tell you, it's my birthday, and I love you, man.
Oh, well, happy birthday there, Melody.
And I just want to tell you,
Wait a second, let's get the crowd real quick.
I'm hurrying. People Magazine messed up by not naming you the sexy fan.
Happy birthday, dear Melody. Happy birthday to you. Okay, blow out the screen.
Okay, I got to tell you, baby. I think People Magazine messed up by not naming you the sexiest man alive.
Well,
Yes.
Well, you're not watching tonight because you're obviously blind. Go ahead, Melody.
What's up with this winkest link lady host? You are the winkest link. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you like to just knock the hell out of her?
Well, we covered that, so goodbye.
Okay.
Line 6, we've got Jimmy from Granville, Ohio. Jimbo, what's happening?
Not too much, Dennis. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, Megan, I got to tell you, you make the show. We are in love with you out here.
Renegotiation, baby. Now listen, the thing you got to do with these Will and Grace, Muchnig and Puchnig, I'll get them back for skipping on in the afternoon. You got to wait till they get right around near syndication, and then you get sick because they're fucked without you. You got to get a piece of that back end because they're going to give it to the redhead and the other guy, the Will and Grace. But you and the other guy are the big hitters. You come in and you're the Reverend Jim, and you knock the ball out of the park. So you got to wait till they get around 70. They can taste that syndication money, and you go, you know, my back hurts. I'm not coming into this jag-off show. Go ahead, you do it by yourself. Then you get cut in, you never have to work again. What's your question there, Jimbo?
I just want to know what it's going to take Megan to show up in a Temptation Island in a bikini episode.
Well, now, do you have the horn for her?
Oh, yeah.
Ah. Well, you know, Jimbo, I happen to know she's looking to date a man from Granville, Ohio.
I don't think my wife would mind a bit.
See, she's on a big hit TV show in L.A., so she's coming back to the Kenley Players to do Brigadoon this summer. And no doubt you two will go to a fondue party. Line 3, we've got Jackie from Knoxville, Tennessee. Jackie.
Hey,
What happened there, Jack?
I don't know.
Calling us in on a ham radio, or what do you got there, man?
No, I watch you every week. I love your show.
Thanks for going along with the humor theme of the show. No. Go ahead, pop your question.
All right, Megan, love you too. How will we know when reality TV has definitely gone too far if they have not already?
Well, when they do an execution, right? That's the next big thing. And
When
I don't know,
somebody dies.
McVeigh, would you watch him? I kind of,
I'm from
you know,
Oklahoma
I'd tune
City.
in if they did it classy without commercial interruptions. You don't want to make a farce of it.
I'm from Oklahoma City, so that one really strikes a chord in me, but...
Well, he's a bad guy. And to me, it's like how many cars come off the assembly line that are broken, right? They always have a like lug nut stuck in the frame, and it bangs around. He's just got a bad lug nut. Time to put him back and smelt him. Okay. Now, what about the Survivor Celebrity Edition? You think you got to? Would you do this?
No.
I would love to see you on that island. It would be so funny to watch you just tearing people up. Huh? You and like Todd Bridges or something?
I don't even know who that is.
He plays Will. Now remember, get up around 70, 80 episodes, you put the hammer down,
Yeah,
all right? Don't let your people talk you out of it. All right, Megan, give her a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. When Energy Secretary Spencer Abraham wants to look alert and intense for President Bush, he always wears a shirt with a size 13 collar. Go to the... Hi, San Diego Chicken. Dick Cheney said there was a man inside of you, but I don't believe that because you seem really nice, and I don't think you'd eat another man no matter what he did, right? You're not going to eat me, are you? House Minority Leader Dick Gephardt has learned that his speeches are much more effective when he starts off by saying, "If you fall asleep like the woman on my left, I will break your neck like I did with the woman on my right." And here we see Gephardt joining Congressman Henry Waxman for a moving and somber memorial service for Waxman's youth and good looks. Oh, fuck him. He's so whiny, that little fuck. Well, I'm not sure if I know the answer to your question, sir, but maybe one of my chins does. Guys, any thoughts? Beats me, Al! Got me on that one, Al. Your guess is as good as mine, Al! He would have won the presidency had he come out like this. It was all that jag-off sweat act stuff he did to look like an Ubermensch. Shouldn't he? I would have voted for him if he came out this fat and dopey. Huh? Look, he looks like he's got a wombat stored in there for... Remember that scene in Alien where they went up to that pod and the woman goes, "Help me." And this week, an angry David Spade began publicly endorsing Hillary Clinton. You have a question? Bring it on, motherfucker. And Russian President Vladimir Putin gave his toilet paper-strapped country's highest honor this week to a man who'd been holding it in since the Battle of Stalingrad. And clearly grasping at straws, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat demanded Tuesday that Israel pull out of the disputed territories on the grounds that he is an excellent typist. Further dimming the prospect of peace this week, Palestinians clashed with their own furniture. And here, Russian Foreign Minister Igor Ivanov and Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi each try to remember whether the invitation said cocktail casual or psychotic militant. What do we want? Another season of Third Rock from the Sun! When do we want it? Now! We'll cut to the chase, Mr. Dobson. We're not approving your grant application because it's come to our attention that you and your associate really are not dwarves. And Microsoft stock plunged further and further this week after Chairman Bill Gates and other top officers were spotted doing low-paying roadside construction jobs. Hi, Gary. It's Lemoyne, your CPA. Listen, I've been going over your receipts, and I think you have a serious hooker problem. And finally, good news, Mr. Miller. Your prostate checks out fine. Guess what, folks? That's the news, and I am out of here.